12 brothers, and a grand adventure. Long ago, a man named Jacob was on a huge journey. He wasn't alone. He had a massive family. Jacob was a man who walked with God, and God had promised to make his family into a great nation. Can you imagine traveling across hills and valleys with all your siblings, tents, and even sheep? It was noisy, messy, and full of life. Jacob's first 4 sons were born to Leah. First came Reuben, the oldest and strongest. Then came Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Leah loved her boys dearly and taught them to be brave. Reuben, being the eldest, felt a big responsibility to help his father lead the growing camp as they moved through the dusty lands. The family kept growing. Bilhah also had 2 sons named Dan and Naphtali. Dan was known for being a quick thinker, and Naphtali was as fast as a deer. They would race through the fields, their laughter echoing against the mountains. Every child was a special gift, and the camp was never quiet, with so many boys running around. Then came Zilpah's sons, Gad and Asher. Gad was like a leader of a troop, always ready for action, and Asher brought happiness wherever he went. Jacob watched his sons grow taller and stronger every day. Even though they were all very different, they were all part of one big, sprawling family under the desert sun. Leah had 2 more sons, Issachar and Zebulun, and a daughter named Dinah. Issachar loved the land and worked hard, while Zebulun dreamed of the distant shores. With 10 brothers already, the camp was like a small city on the move. They learned to help one another, even when things got difficult on the long road. Then there was Joseph, the son of Jacob's beloved wife, Rachel. Joseph was very special to Jacob, and he was often seen helping his father near the main tent. Rachel looked at her young son with so much hope, knowing that he was a very important part of the promise God had made to their family long ago. One day, Jacob decided it was time to move again. They packed up their tents and blankets and headed toward a place called Ephrath. It was a long trek, and everyone was getting tired. Rachel was expecting another baby, and the journey was hardest for her, but Jacob stayed right by her side to keep her safe. Near the town of Bethlehem, a brand new baby boy was born. Rachel was so tired, but she looked at her tiny son with love. Just before she went to rest forever with God, she gave him a name, but Jacob called him Benjamin, which means son of my right hand. Benjamin was the youngest of all the 12 brothers. Now there were 12: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and little Benjamin. 12 brothers who would grow up to become the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob looked at his eldest son, Reuben, and realized how much their family had changed since they first started their long walk. Even though the brothers didn't always get along and life on the road was tough, God had a magnificent plan for them. Each brother had a role to play in the story of God's people. Jacob knew that his 12 sons were the beginning of something that would change the whole world forever. God's promises always come true.